Hi, Megan. Is there a place we can talk?
Sure, you can go to my office down here.
Okay. Why don't you have a seat? My name is Josh. This is Kyle. We work with the Rhinelander Police Department. We regret to inform you that your husband was found this morning deceased.
This is Megan Danielchek, and she's just been told that her husband, Nicholas, was found dead. For the past 9 days, Megan has secretly been hatching a plan and hiring a hitman to have him killed, a husband she has no idea is still alive.
We received a complaint early last week that your wife wanted to have you killed. And yesterday, she paid our hitman to kill you. This isn't a joke. This is not a joke.
Because unknowingly, Megan had been talking to an undercover officer. For all that time, she believed this was the only way to escape her rapidly deteriorating marriage, and what follows will be the consequences of it all.
Paying somebody to kill your husband is kind of a big deal.
I didn't want this. I never wanted to hurt anybody.
In February of 2018, 27-year-old Megan Danielchek befriended a coworker at her job and started chatting with him about the usual things, the weather, how much they hated their boss, and most importantly, whether he knew any hitmen who'd be willing to kill her husband. After Megan asked this coworker several times to kill her husband of 7 years, Nick Danielchek, he finally caved and put her in contact with someone. Unfortunately for her, that someone was an undercover police officer. When she handed him $400, her husband's great-grandmother's wedding ring, and 2 other family heirlooms, she thought she was sealing her husband's fate. The hitman would kill him and make it look like an accident. Little did she know, the only fate she was sealing was her own. The next day, which coincidentally was the day after Valentine's Day, police took her husband into custody for safekeeping ahead of her arrest, wanting to ensure that he was safe when the news broke. But when you find out the person you've raised 2 children with and swore your life to has paid to have you killed, nothing really feels safe anymore. He's quickly swept into a room, having no idea what police are about to tell him or question him regarding.
So the reason for all the secrecy, pulling you out like this and not really telling you anything, we received a complaint early last week that your wife wanted to have you killed. So we've been working that case, and a confidential informant has met with your wife. She has provided information about what your work schedule is, what you look like, what you drive, and yesterday she paid our hitman to kill you.
Are we being serious or no?
We're being serious. That's why we're going through all this. So when you said that there's problems with the relationship, what made you think of that right off the bat?
We have problems.
Well, what kind of problems? I know this is going to be a lot to digest, but that's why we wanted to be here sitting down before we started doing
it. Is this person taken care of that nothing's going to happen?
We are the people.
Oh.
The hitman was actually a DCI agent from the state. So there is no threat to your life. Otherwise, we would have acted way sooner. But we had to go through the process to make sure that all of this was real, because sometimes we get these complaints and it's a joke. But unfortunately, this time, it's not. Let me go grab something. I think maybe this might help you a little bit.
At this point, Nick is rightfully in complete shock. The officer heads out to grab something in an effort to help prove not only the severity of what's happening, but the reality of it. His great-grandmother's wedding ring, a ring that was passed down to his grandparents, then his parents, and then to him, to give the woman he vowed to spend the rest of his life with, a ring that she gave away in exchange for having him killed.
Do you recognize any of these rings?
Yes.
Okay. These rings she gave to our agent as a down payment. So that's how serious it is. We also have $402 in cash that she gave our agent too. So that's how serious this is. We're not even to the point of talking. She's to the point of acting. She's expecting you to go ice fishing tomorrow.
Saturday.
Right.
Yep.
She's expecting you not to come back. That's where we're at with this. That's why we're treating it the way it is because...
I think I know how it might have been. I have an idea of how it could happen. Well, that's nothing behind the thing, but...
How do you know those rings?
My great-grandmother's wedding ring that at the time we didn't have money, so when we got married, that's what she wore. And these other 2 I don't really know, but this is my great grandmother's wedding ring that she wore, and then it always gets caught in her clothing, so she hasn't worn a ring on her ring finger for like 3 years. But for 4 or 5 years of marriage, that's my great grandma that passed away's wedding ring.
This is something that you will get back eventually, so you know, but we have to hold on to it for right now. So that's kind of the point that we're at. The way that we need to do this is we have to keep you here. We're going to have an officer be with you. But
Do you need something?
coffee?
I need
Beer? A family member?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want your dad?
Yes.
Is there any way that we can let him know without him knowing what's going on?
He would have no idea.
Well, we
Is he
haven't.
working right now?
No.
Here's the point that we have to do. Nobody can know about this yet. If we can discreetly get him here, we'll do that.
I need somebody. Can I call him just to see if he's awake or home?
No,
That's it.
and the only reason why is what's going to end up happening after we're done talking to you, and once he comes back, is we're actually going to be going to town hall.
Okay.
We don't want her to be tipped off at all. She is going to be arrested. This is first degree attempted homicide. So this isn't like a joke. So we have to, we don't want her to do something to herself or to
I'm
anybody
not
else.
trying to.
No, but.
No, I'm not trying to change anything
Okay.
or whatever. But like when I talk to her, everything most of the time is perfectly good, except for when you talk about a relationship.
What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to let you watch the video. I think that might help you a little bit to understand of how serious she really is about this. Because I think that might help you cope a little bit, because I think
I
right
don't know
now.
what else to do.
Well, we'll help you the best that we can. There's not a lot that you need to do for us.
I don't know if I can be around her again.
You're not going to be around her anymore.
What about my kids?
You're going to have to be strong for your kids now. You're going to be with your kids. You want to sit with me for a minute?
I need my dad.
Okay, let me grab something real quick, and then we'll get your dad here.
Why would she do that?
I wouldn't even know where to start to try to explain it.
I'm very sorry that you have to go through this. The only saving grace, and the reason why we feel better about this, is that instead of her getting a hold of somebody that really would have done it, we were able to intervene.
Thank you.
Because we met with her on Friday.
I'm not trying to.
Whatever you want to talk about, you
I'm
can
not
talk
trying
about.
to say it's not, but this doesn't feel like reality at all.
Honestly, to us, we have a hard time with it as well, and we were there. It's not something that's normal. It is not something that you normally go through. Like I said, a lot of times when we deal with these, it's more of a joke. It's more of people venting. But the first time that we were told about it was last Monday, and our confidential informant met with her on Friday, and she gave pictures of you, pictures of your license plate, what your work schedule was. And then we gave her time to recant, but then she met with who she thought was going to be the hitman, and she had no problem giving him money and talking about it, and talking about final payment and how that was going to happen. Do you have life insurance through the mill?
Yes.
So she was talking about tax money, paying them off, selling your truck once you were gone, possibly giving them part of the life insurance.
This isn't a joke.
This is not a joke.
Promise?
I promise, I would not put somebody through this.
I really feel like this is a joke.
I know, it's hard for us to even fathom that somebody would actually be willing to do this. And we fully expected that eventually she would come to her senses.
It can't be reality. Can't.
And you're going to go through a lot. You're going to need help. Like I said, today's going to change your life.
Why would you?
And that's why I took your phone away, because at some point you're going to become extremely angry.
I just don't get why she...
There's a few things that
There's so many
I
different
know.
ways to go about a relationship. You know, Mom. You know.
Your kids really don't deserve this.
They love us so much.
I have no idea what the final outcome will be, but this attorney is well aware of what's going on.
Nick and Megan had been married for 7 years. They tied the knot in 2011 while Nick was actively serving in the Army. They went on to have 2 kids, one of whom was just 1 year old at the time of this interrogation, and the other who was just 2 years older, meaning that Megan's actions haven't just hurt her husband, they've destroyed her sons. She was willing to take a father away from her babies, all for a motive that is completely unbelievable, one that you'll have to hear from her lips to believe. While Nick comes to terms with what's happening, police rush to Megan's place of employment to take her into custody, although they have a few tricks up their sleeves first, because what's a sting operation if you can't have a little fun with it first?
We are in Tomahawk to speak with Megan.
Oh my. I didn't do it. You are here for?
You need to talk to Megan?
Oh,
Yeah, she's going to her.
okay.
Hi, Megan. My name is Josh Camilera.
Hi.
Do you have is there a place we can talk?
Sure, you can go to my office down here.
Okay.
I was sorry about that.
Why don't you have a seat? Well, my name is Josh. This is Kyle. We work with the Rhinelander Police Department. Regret to inform you that your husband was found this morning deceased. There are some suspicious incidents surrounding it.
Yeah.
I know your husband wasn't very old. How long have you guys been together?
7 years. Married for 6, together for 7.
Okay. Okay. So we're going to give you a ride back to Rhinelander with us, all right?
Okay. My vehicle's here though.
Okay. That'll be
I live
fine.
in Rhinelander, so.
I think it would be safer if you ride with us. Okay.
Okay.
Megan's reaction is actually the opposite of what law enforcement expected here. Generally, suspects who know a death is coming are over the top in their reaction. Megan, on the other hand, took 4 seconds before she had any reaction at all. And the reaction she did have? Well, it wasn't exactly much of one. Seemingly realizing that, she kicks it up a notch as the interrogation goes on.
I guess while we're here, is it your husband, was he not getting along with anybody? Or
Not that I'm aware of, no.
any reason you can think of someone wanting to hurt him?
No. I'm sorry.
You don't have to be sorry. Was this unexpected for you?
Oh my God, yeah.
How old are your children? You guys been getting along at home? How's everything going?
I mean, we've had our arguments.
Sure.
But, normal marriage stuff.
Do you have any questions?
Just where was he?
In the parking lot at the paper mill.
So you can't think of anybody that would want to harm him or any debts he would have or any reason why?
No.
Does he have any friends that he might have been quarreling with lately?
All right, well, we'll get out of here. Do you have a phone or anything with you?
Yeah, I've got my cell phone
Where's that at?
in my pocket.
Can I have that? Thank you. No more questions?
No.
Okay.
Can I use my phone to call my mom?
No, you can't.
Okay.
Because you're going to be coming with us. Okay? Your husband actually isn't dead.
Oh,
Okay?
okay.
But you're under arrest for first-degree intentional homicide.
Why am I?
Because that guy you paid $400 to and 3 rings yesterday, that was he works with the Department of Criminal Investigations. We were monitoring the whole thing.
Oh my God.
Go ahead and stand on up for us.
You know that office was buzzing with rumors the second Megan stepped outside the door, coworkers trying to put together pieces of the puzzle on what she got arrested for. But back in the interrogation room, however, Nick is trying to put together a puzzle of his own, because still, he can't comprehend how his wife and the mother of his children has done this to him.
We have major relationship issues. A long time ago, not to the extent where someone else needs to get involved.
Okay.
But the last year and a half, she wants to work on a relationship, but with the problems that we had in the past, she's not fully in love, and she doesn't know if she'll ever get it back. And my problem is, I can forget about things that happened in the past. She has problems where she doesn't want to go talk to anyone or see anyone, like help or whatever.
Sure, counselor.
And I've suggested it, and she usually never wanted to. And for the last year and a half, I've been put through stuff that I don't think you should ever be put through in a relationship besides cheating. She would, when there was last year in January, February, March, a couple months, she would go to the bar with all guys for pool. Like, want to play, would go hang out with them. My parents would offer to watch the kids. When I got out of the military, we'd watch, staying at their house, living at my parents' house, till we got a house now. And she would, hey, you can go with her, I'll watch the kids. If you go, I'm not gonna go. You're not allowed to come with me. It's all guys at the bar. We have no intimacy, and you're going out to the bar with all guys every week. And one time was I finally got in the union, I got my job. Right when I got my job, I said, hey, can we go and celebrate? And this was on a Thursday. I said, can we go and celebrate when everyone's off on Monday? No, because I'm going to the bar with the guys. What kind of husband should be put through that?
For years, Megan had been a distant spouse, often going to nearby bars to play pool and drink with her male friends. One of those friends, Nick had actually begged her to cut contact with, because he felt their relationship went over the line. She agreed. Well, at least to his face. But behind the scenes, police discovered she had been actively talking to him for weeks leading up to the attempted murder on Nick. And though she denies there being any affair, she's not exactly the type of person whose words I'd take at face value.
Honestly, don't even want anything to do with her right now. I love her, but I don't want anything to do with her. Wouldn't even want to. Couldn't talk to her because if I talked to her, all I would do is say, why? Why not just leave?
Will be a question we ask her.
she felt trapped, but
That's no excuse.
she had the choice to leave. There's a couple months ago, I said, go to your mom's, or I said, you can either go to your mom's or we can work on things. But I said, if you don't work on things, how a relationship is right now, this is what I told her, how a relationship is right now.
How long have you guys been married?
6 years.
Okay.
I said, how a relationship is right now, how you treated me the last year and a half without building up on it and just wanted to leave after treating me like that. I said, I'm fine with you leaving. I said, I am completely fine with you leaving. I love you. I don't want you to leave, but if that's your choice, you can leave. But I said, if you leave now, all I want to do is be nothing else. And I said, I'm sorry. I apologize and everything else. I said, I'm sorry I'm like this, but how I am, all I want to do is text you when it's my turn to get the kids. And if you need something about the kids, text me. But other than that, I don't want anything to do with you. If you just want to give up, that's all I said. So I wasn't doing anything wrong. I wasn't saying anything wrong. I just said, I'm sorry, this is what I'm going through. You're going through something else.
It's not wrong. A lot of people do that.
If you get a divorce, not all divorces end nice.
No.
So if you want a divorce, I'm not going to just treat you all bubbly when you treat me like shit for the last year and a half. I'm not.
Yeah.
And that's what I told her. I said, I'm not going to treat you. I'm not going to text you. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to be friends with you or anything else.
Megan is finally transported and arrives in a room right down the hall from Nick. After spending so much time seeing Nick in such turmoil, police are desperate for answers.
I'm Detective Parrish. I'm sure you already introduced himself. But obviously you know the reason why we're here. So we kind of need to talk about it, because paying somebody to kill your husband is kind of a big deal. Maybe there's something we're missing, but we were there Friday, and we were there yesterday. Friday, you met with information. So we've kind of been there since then. So I'm gonna read you your rights, and you can decide to talk to us. You can tell your side or not. Sometimes there's more to stories than what we know. And we're certainly willing to listen.
Megan has read her Miranda rights, and police get right down to business.
So what is going on?
I don't even know where to start. There's just I guess, stuff going on for a while that I personally just haven't been happy, and I don't even know why I even thought of this. I'm not like this, and I guess I just haven't been happy with my relationship for a while, and I've talked to Nick about separating, and he never liked the thought of it because he wanted to make it work, and I've been unhappy with our relationship for quite some time. And I never wanted to hurt anybody.
You know, except for her husband.
I was kind of scared because I thought if I didn't follow through with anything, that I would have been targeted. I was just really scared.
What do you mean you would have been targeted?
I felt if I didn't meet with this guy and giving him information, and then if he got, say, you know, mad or whatever, that I don't know, I'd get in trouble or something, that something happened to me, and I don't want this. I didn't want this, and to believe me or not, I've been thinking about it all day, and I was gonna call up and say I don't want this. It's not right.
Why didn't you call it up before the meeting?
I don't know.
Because I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, Megan. We watched the video, because there was video of you in the car, and we were listening the entire time. There was more than enough ample opportunity Friday to call this off. There was many ample opportunity before this to call it off.
I don't know why. I feel like an idiot.
Well, I guess the question really is, why did you think it was even remotely okay to even start with this?
I don't know. It's not. It never is. It never was. It never should be. I don't know.
I mean, if you felt threatened by anybody, why didn't you contact the police? Why would you allow your husband to be put in harm's way?
I don't know. I shouldn't have.
Well, here's the reality of the situation. You had time to back off, and you've done everything possible to make this go forward.
I was just... I know that sounds silly or dumb, but I just thought in the back of my mind I don't know how to explain it, like...
Megan had reportedly tried to find the sketchiest person at her job and then asked him if he knew a hitman, or someone who would be willing to take care of her husband. After being asked several times, her coworker realized that Megan was serious and contacted police, who set up the sting. Megan agreed to give the hitman $400 and 3 rings, all of which belonged to Nick's family and were irreplaceable heirlooms. She told the hitman they were simply a down payment and that once Nick was dead, she'd give him another $4,500.
Do you remember the conversation about killing your boss and then kind of spinning that you wish somebody...
Boss?
Well, the people were joking about your boss at work, how people wish you would just die or something like that. And then you had made a comment about you wish the same thing for Nick.
Oh. Kind of. I mean, we say that we don't like my district manager, we don't care for him, and then it must have come up with that with Nick about it, and I just I never actually want to hurt anybody, and I don't.
Well, from listening to the videos and the conversations,
No, I know, that was part of that.
your only request was that it wasn't in front of the kids.
I know, and I was just really scared because I didn't know how to respond to it because...
And you didn't care if it was not too gory and not in front of the kids, is what you said. You didn't care if Nick suffered. You didn't care if he was drowned. You didn't care if there was a car accident.
I guess at this point, do you have any questions for us?
I guess, what happened?
The next step is you're going to be transported over to the United County Sheriff's Office to their jail.
Okay.
And then you will see a judge tomorrow, and the judge will decide what your bond will be. And our reports and everything else will go to the district attorney's office, who is fully aware of what's going on, and they will decide on charges. Right now, we're recommending first-degree attempted homicide with solicitation. Been a cop over 12 years. This is the first time I think I've ever had anybody have to deal with this.
I never thought that I'd even get caught up in this
you have to do is quit talking to,
I know that
quit talking about
I was
it,
just,
quit thinking about it.
How long has he been fired from or not working with you?
A month, maybe two.
How long have you guys been talking about this?
I don't even know, maybe a couple weeks, maybe. I think it's been a couple weeks. I don't fully know.
So why not at any point during that couple of weeks do you just realize that this is probably not a path I should go down? Because there was no guy that he was contacting other than us. There was no guy.
I know, and it did cross my mind that I don't even have an explanation for it.
Did you ever look this up?
Look what?
The Hitman thing?
No.
Research it at all?
The only thing I looked up, because I was curious, was mercury or lead poisoning once, but not anything Hitman
Okay.
that I,
What did you look that up for?
huh?
What did you look that up for?
I was just curious because it had been talked about in a conversation before, and I wanted to learn more on it. I was just curious.
Are you poisoning Nick?
No, absolutely not.
Were you thinking about poisoning it? Because that was one of the ways that you had told you thought it should happen.
And I never was going to do it myself, ever. I never would. I couldn't ever bring.
So you looked up mercury poisoning, no?
Yes.
What other kind of poisoning?
Just that and the lead poisoning, I believe.
Okay. You never looked up the Hitman? What would happen if you hired somebody?
No, I don't believe so, no.
What kind of punishment you could be looking at?
No, I don't remember ever even thinking about that or looking that up. And I only were just searching for mercury or lead poisoning.
I mean, to be honest with you, this whole thing is hard for me to wrap my head around. We've all had sideline conversations where you talk about how much you hate somebody. I mean, you took it to the max, so.
And then I never, ever.
We might debate that point because you actually gave money to somebody you thought would kill your husband, so
I know, and
to say you never thought it would happen, it took you a good 4 seconds once we told you that your husband was dead for you to even come up with a good reaction. I was waiting and timing and watching. And when we gave you the opportunity to talk about the person who might have done it, and we knew you were fully aware of what he was driving because you were in his vehicle, you lied about it.
I was just scared, and I know that's not right.
Think about Nick now, how scared he is.
Megan had evidently been planning the murder for quite some time. There were several searches on her computer regarding different methods of poisoning, despite the fact that she was posting happy family photos like this all over her Facebook and reposting quotes about motherhood and how much she loved her children. Meanwhile, she was planning on taking their father away from them forever. Why? Over money.
You told that the reason why you didn't want a divorce was because he made all the money and you would end up with nothing.
It was thought of because it's more of I guess it's financial security, and I had been looking for other employment and wanting to apply for somewhere else because if it was to come to a divorce, I would have to, I would just like something a little more stable. and something closer to home because I travel 30 minutes one way to work.
So is all this accurate that you told him that?
Yeah, it's just always crossed my mind that just, I guess, a struggle of it. And
So don't you think that maybe if you would have followed through with what we're talking about here, it would have been easier for you? I'm sure that crossed your mind.
what do you mean? For
Financially. Because when you were talking about wrecking his truck, the only thing that you were concerned about was that it was totaled to you to get full insurance out of it.
And you're right, and that was just the thought that crossed my mind in the conversation. And I don't know how the video portrayed it, but truthfully, I was seriously scared because I didn't know what this guy was capable of, what to say, and
You're hiring him to kill your husband. You should know what he's capable of.
I know, and I should have said no when we were in the vehicle, and I just honestly.
You should have said no a long time ago.
I know.
It should never have come to a vehicle.
Police later determined that Megan was afraid of financially supporting herself if the couple were to divorce. However, if Nick was killed, she stood to make a good chunk of change off of his life insurance policy and would be free to sell his car and boat. This wasn't a woman in immense debt or someone who was desperate for cash. She didn't need it to live. She just wanted it, and clearly she was willing to do anything to get it. Nick's about to find that out for the very first time.
The only thing
Just weird.
the only reason that she told our guy was because you make all the money. So based off of the way that she's acted, what she's talked about, it does seem very much money driven.
What do you mean by that?
She wants money. She doesn't want to go through the divorce. She just wants whatever she can get from you. Life insurance. If your vehicle was involved in you dying and needed to be totaled, so that way she would get insurance money. The taxes.
There's other been times where I'm not trying to threaten. I wasn't trying to threaten.
Sure.
And you can take it two ways. And I know I'm in the right because I know how I presented it.
Sure.
I owe $70,000 in student loans.
Okay.
And her name is Nana, but my parents and me all. And we were married when I occurred those, and I don't know the laws, and I don't need to get into that or whatever else about if you divorce, it's half because they occurred while you're married.
If it occurs while you're married, any debt that you guys occur together, technically it's split.
But there's been times where I told her you can leave or whatever else, but right now, and I said I'm not trying to stop you from leaving. I'm just telling you, if you don't try to make this better, not relationship, friendship, after all the ways that you treated me, we're gonna split everything up at 50-50. And I said, if you're willing to work on things, well, you don't treat me like I'm nothing at all, barely even a father. If you don't treat me like that, if you can work on that, I'm willing to take all my stuff that I occurred, even though we were married, and take it on upon me. And so maybe she's scared about that because she hasn't shown me anything. I don't know.
But that's not the final twist of the knife that Nick is in for today. In all the shock, it's only about 30 minutes into the interrogation that he realizes what day it is, the day after Valentine's Day. It's something that his wife tries to downplay.
To be truthful, in the vehicle, my heart was racing because I didn't know how to respond. I was scared out of my mind.
But you do realize that you could have contacted the police at any time during this thing. And if he wouldn't have been our agent and wouldn't have been a real cop, at this point, Nick could be dead. And you never once warned him or anybody else.
I feel so
I'm not gonna argue with you on that one, Megan.
Do you realize what yesterday was?
Huh?
Do you realize what yesterday was? Yesterday was Valentine's Day.
Oh.
So tell us why you've been asking your mother-in-law for a gun for a while for Christmas.
Oh, I wanted a new shotgun for hunting.
Okay.
Or rifle, whatever. It had nothing to do with anything else.
So we have to obviously worry about somebody else possibly doing something to Nick. Is there anybody else that you've contacted about this? So how was she last night with you?
Really good.
Did her mood change from the previous days? Or how was she like maybe in the last week?
In the last week,
Yeah, did her mood change at all?
don't see anything. The only big shocker, which I was in tears, was 2 days ago, Tuesday, Tuesday at night. The biggest shocker I've had in a year is she actually got me a Valentine's Day card and actually wrote that I'm a good father and an amazing husband and haven't had that written or said to me in over a year and a half.
And she gave that to you Tuesday?
With fishing gloves because I was going fishing yesterday with my dad.
Okay.
And what's really scary is I can't get off my mind right now. But I'm thinking, how would this ever happen? I'm never going to be with myself by myself. Like, how would this happen? And I just thought of one instant that I'm going to be with myself for a long time. And
My advice to you is take care of you. Don't worry about that. It's hard. Trust me, I know.
I'm trying to just get my mind off certain things. And
For the first time in years, Nick felt like he and Megan were in for a good Valentine's Day. She gave him a car, thanking him for being an incredible husband and father. For Nick, it felt like the relationship was turning around. She even gave him a pair of brand new ice fishing gloves, something she knew he needed. But it wasn't a sweet gesture or a new beginning. It was the end. Because evidence suggests that Megan wanted Nick to be killed out on the ice while he was ice fishing. In fact, less than 24 hours after she gave Nick the gloves and the sweet card, she was handing off the family heirlooms to a supposed hitman to have Nick killed. The entire ordeal is devastating, but what's even more devastating is the sentence that Megan received. In May of 2019, Megan pleaded no contest to solicitation of first-degree intentional homicide. Her sentence, just 2 years in prison, followed by 6 years of supervision. The time behind bars was lackluster, but Nick's statement on the stand was anything but. He told the judge and jury, "How does one begin to express their feelings about a situation so real and utterly heartbreaking to them? A situation you would never dream could happen to you in a million years. Thank you to all my family and friends for the support and being there for me." As of the publishing of this video, Megan is a free woman. Fortunately, it seems that Nick is doing well, is in a relationship, and is raising his 2 sons. Our thoughts are with Nick as he continues healing from this complete betrayal of trust.
We hope you enjoyed today's video. 85% of our viewers aren't subscribed, so if this is the kind of content you come back for, just hit subscribe. It's the single biggest thing you can do to support the channel. If you want to keep watching more, check out one of the most intense cases we've ever covered right here, or catch up on our latest upload right here.